Hello everyone. I would like to introduce a new product which called soliddriver-checks. It's a command line tool which can help partners and customers to evaluate their drivers installed on their slice and the kernel module packages they're going to install on their slice. Before we hand on how to use it, let me explain what problems this tool can resolve and the goals that we are trying to achieve. In our experience as an operating system supplier, we have noted that users facing several major problems when dealing with kernel module provided by third parties, such as difficulty in deciding whether to install it or not. Are the module compatible with the SUSE products? How can I audit install systems to detect any third-party kernel modules are installed or being used? And and how can I check if those modules are provided by trusted vendors and are SUSE solid driver compliant? And the SUSE solid driver checks tool has been developed to help analyze both kernel module packages before installation, as well as installed and running kernel modules to help ascertain the integrity of the kernel code being used. Like I would like to show how we can achieve those. And like I mentioned, that we can support check RPMs and check drivers that we have different output for those. And it can be output to Excel. Also, you can choose HTML and like JSON and PDF. And in this video, I'm going to show you how this can be output as a HTML file. And with this output, you can see we can easily find out which driver or kernel module packages have problem and what problem they are. And in both of these, the outputs, and we have two type of errors. It's like the highlighted in yellow, and those are important error, which means it has some information it should have, but it doesn't have that. Otherwise, it could cause some issues, like there's no signature, and this if there's no signature, it could cause like security issues, and without the vendor information, and you don't know who provided this. Also, we have some like critical issues, which means that we highly now recommend you to install it. This may install failed because of those issues, or this driver or the kernel module packages may not be supported by SUSE or the vendors, like those, like this error. And regarding, like back to this tool, regarding this tool, that you can install it by both like pipe install or the or on the build.opensuse.org. And now let me show how it works. And first, I would like to show you how to check RPMs. And as you can see, that I have a folder which have some RPMs, and I'm going to check those RPM to see if they'll have issue if I want to install on my slice. And those slides are built against slide 15IP2, but I'm not sure whether those RPMs meet the standard requirements. Okay, let's check it. And you can check those with like soliddriver-checks, this folder, and then the format. let me treat this like sorry, HTML, then the output like RPM check result dot HTML. See that we have some output, and we have this file generated by soliddriver-checks. Okay, now let's check what it have. This is the same that I showed at the beginning, and in this we can see that here's a summary of the RPMs from a vendor perspective, and here are some details about those RPMs. And like the summary by vendors, and also there's row have no vendor information, and which means that we don't know which this kernel module package come from, where it come from, and you don't have supported flag. And in the driver in this RPM, we highly recommend our actuaries to put a external flag to the supported, and also you don't have license, and we want actually our RPM that have like open source license. Also, they have no signature, and it could cause security issue. And in this kernel module package doesn't invoke the weak model to install, so it may fail during the installation. Also, the symbol check is failed. Regarding the symbol check failed, like we have explanation here that for all kernel module packages, that the symbol needed by the driver in the package should also have the requires in RPM and checksum should match. Otherwise, we don't recommend you to install it. And we also can see the RPMs from other vendors that they're okay and they're 100% okay. And let's check the details, and we can see which kernel module package don't have the vendor information signature, and it highlighted in yellow and red. This package is a build for testing, and we can see that it's the SUSE Hello kernel module package and don't have the vendor information signature license, doesn't invoke the weak model. Also, it don't have the supported flag, and symbol doesn't match. Okay, others are offline. Now let me show you how to check the drivers. And drivers are very simple, and you can check the local system or remote system. If I put no parameter to the soliddriver-checks or the check option, then it'll check your local system. And if I give a like configure file here, then it could also can check remote system. This can allow users to check multiple servers remotely and generated one result, so they can have a summary for all of them. And like I can use this and configure file here, but first let me show you how to what's in the configure file here. I have a /15 SP2 VM, and like we can configure multiple servers here. Like we have check this server. If you want to check, then put it true. If you don't want, you can just put a false or remove this part. And we need the IP like user and password, SSH port, and carrier all. And this means that we can filter drivers by vendors, or like provided by SUSE, or like we can uh, provided by third-party vendors and provided um, all. But currently, if you want to like check provided by SUSE, you have to um, output to a JSON file, and the JSON file have all the information needed. And now I just want to check my VM and other drivers, and like we can give a configure file, then the format we choose HTML, and the output we can try driver check result.html. And you can see we are working on this remote server. And if you configure multiple servers here, then it will have multiple progress bar. And if you want to check your local servers, then it also can list the drivers currently have checked or is checking. We can see the total driver on this remote VM that we have is 2061. Okay, it can take a while. And doing that, like here, I will show. Here's also have an introduction to soliddriver-checks document block here. And if you want to find more information, you also can find it in the GitHub. Okay, still running. Let's wait for a moment. And if you have any issue, that you can just put the issue here, open issue, I'll see, and I'll fix that. Or you have any requirements, also can put it here. Always. Okay, is close. Almost here. Almost there. Okay, so now let's check. Let's take a look at the drivers. And here's the result. Solid driver checks for driver. And like we can see that we have 2006, 60 and 1 drivers. But we only show the drivers who are not provided by SUSE here. And we also can see that driver provided by third parties, we have 11 of them. And also we only have one driver checks failed, which is that I built for testing. Like here's the path. And in the path that we only want the driver be in the updates or the week updates directory. So if you're in this kernel directory, and then we'll put a critical fail for this. Also regarding the flag, and it should set to the external to the supported flag. Also, we don't have the license and don't have signature. Also, we can't find RPM, which this driver from. It should have RPM information like the above RPMs. And here, this is a simple demo for the soliddriver checks. And if you want more information, then you can check it in the soliddriver check documents, or you have any issues, and then you can report it to me. And thank you.